not in respects. Nothing comes from nothing. Everything comes from something. There's matter and there's energy. The matter that we deal with is captured on planet Earth, and with a few minor exceptions, nothing new comes in and nothing old goes out. So the matter is tied up on the surface of the planet, well, all through the planet, and it gets transformed into mountains, and the mountains get worn away into sand, and things happen. Energy is the other thing. There's matter and energy. Matter, we've got it all with us already. All we can do is change it around a little bit. Energy comes in daily from the sun and gets captured by photosynthesis and things. Well, there's heat, light, sound, chemical, electrical, magnetic, atomic, potential, kinetic, are the different forms of energy, and any one can be made into any other. But the whole point of that spiel, that story about matter and energy, is that everything that happens has a cause, and there are conditions which will limit the extent to which it takes place. So if we think of the water cycle, clouds form rain which falls to the ground, streams away, burns and rivers and streams and things, take it back to the sea where the heat of the sun shines on it, makes it rise up to form clouds again, and it goes round and round in circles. So the cause is heat, and the conditions are downhill slopes and heat and clouds and all sorts of things. Nothing happens without causes or conditions. But we're not so much worried about the physical world, the scientific world. What we're more concerned with is is consciousness. How do we know what's going on? So the stuff that we're conscious of, and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the unconscious. So what is going on in these different bits of the brain? The mind is what you feel, you sense the mind, you don't sense the brain. The brain's just that soggy bit of stuff. But that soggy bit of stuff has all sorts of electricity passing through it and chemicals and things happening. And they control what comes into consciousness. They control what we're aware of. Yeah, that's that bit. There's consciousness and unconsciousness. There's nature, nurture and serendipity. Why do I think the way that I think? It's partly to do with my genes. I'm a Homo sapiens in the 21st century. So I've got a 60-year-old body, so it's been around for a while. I've shoved dead plants and animals in my mouth, and pee and poop and stuff comes out the bottom, and there's sweat and there's dandruff. So there's a whole bunch of stuff being channeled through me all the time. And the vital force, the life energy keeps me going, and the pattern stays the same, except you get grey hair and wrinkles. But the pattern sort of stays the same, but it's changing all the time as well. Everything's changing all the time. Like the fingernails don't last very long. You cut them off and they grow back again, and you cut them off and they grow back again. If you collected all your fingernails over a lifetime, if you had a big pot of stuff, same with your hair, same with your dandruff. What's that going to do with anything? That's a lot. But nature will have wired up the brain so that it works this way rather than that way. It will have done that to aid survival of the species. So it's an evolutionary kind of thing. But not everything I do is to do with my genes. Because a large part of what I do is because I was born in the northeast of Scotland, where the nurture, the culture, has played a large part. So the best way to think about it is in terms of language. That we're hardwired, possibly, to learn our language but not a particular language. We're not hardwired for English. We're hardwired for language. The exact language that we learn will be due to the causes and conditions that we meet in our physical environment, all the way from conception, well, cradle to grave basically, or womb to tomb. Yes, so there's the basic genetic disposition, which will vary a bit from person to person, how that's affected by the environment in which the person grows up. So that's the family, the community, the nation, all that kind of thing. And there's just certain serendipitous things which are not quite without a cause or without conditions. But if you happen to be walking through the forest and a branch of a tree breaks off and breaks your leg and makes you cripple, well, that alters how you think and how you feel and how you emote and respond to the world around you, which is very serendipitous, just luck. Good luck, bad luck. Sometimes good things happen without being masterminded. We don't need gods and magicians making miracles to make things happen. So, nothing comes from nothing. There's causes and conditions that control everything that happens, and they're all very interrelated. Some of these things we're conscious of, but a lot of this stuff we're not conscious of. So quite a lot of the unconscious stuff, well, there's much more unconscious than there is conscious, because nutrition, respiration, excretion, growth, all those kind of things, are all controlled by the brain and the various different parts of the body which have bits and pieces of sub-units to control them. So the heart beats, the food gets digested, the lungs take in oxygen to give out carbon dioxide, all that kind of behaviour, all that action, all that activity takes place in the unconscious. But it is said, well, basically you drink water, it goes down through your guts and it comes out at the bottom as part of your faeces. And there's a phenomenon called peristalsis. Basically there's a big long hose pipe from your mouth down to your anus. Food goes in at the top, chemicals and things that's it mushed up. The good bits get sucked through the tube, and the bits you don't need pass on to the colon and the rectum. But where excess water is sucked out, and you dollop away a good lump of shite. But at the same time you've got the kidneys filtering the blood and producing urine. So I've lost track of where that was going. Oh yeah, it was unconscious. There's all these things going on in the unconscious. And it's really quite complex. But anyway, I am who I am, you are who you are, because of your nature, your genes, because of your nurture, your culture, and because of serendipity, the bits and pieces of facts or things that control how you actually are in the world. That wasn't a very good sentence, but I'll finish there for the moment and see how it works. Listening back on the computer, hope the spectrum again. Get up.